Hi, I'm Federico Ewes.
And I'm Samantha Willis, and we're part of Straight Up Ventura County, a project promoting social change concerning underage and binge drinking.
Straight Up has a unique approach addressing these issues, and we want to let people know about what we do.
We've also learned a lot this year, and we'd like to share the things that we've learned.
One of the most important things that we've learned is that underage drinking is not just a problem for troubled teens and their parents. It affects the whole community, and it will take the whole community working together for change.
Some people feel that when they go to parties, they might as well just get drunk fast because that's the whole point.
It's not necessarily people standing there telling you to drink and shoving alcohol in your face and saying, here, drink it, because you'll be cool if you drink it. It's more along the lines of everyone around you seems to be doing it. It seems to be like a community activity.
Parents know, or a lot of them know, that their kids drink. Some even let them drink in the house, but once they're outside that house, or even in it when the parents are gone, they don't know what's going on. They don't know some of the stuff, like challenging each other to how many shots you can do, and like way beyond anyone's real limit.
I think parents think that it's like it was when they were younger, but it's not. Like, they've got way more out of control. They need to know what's going on.
Over the last 10 years of dealing with alcohol and drugs in Ventura County, we've learned that none are more widespread or serious than underage drinking.
One of the problems we run into is many adults feel that drinking is just a rite of passage. It's just something that they're allowed to do. They did it when they were kids. Unfortunately, times have really changed. Number one, we certainly have a larger population, which includes, we have a lot more people, a lot more kids showing up to these parties. We have much easier access to alcohol. We have the introduction of narcotics being mixed in with alcohol that we didn't have in the past. We've got some incapacitating drugs that can easily be dropped into some young woman's drink. And we've escalated into excessive drinking and sexual assault being the norm at some of these events, and the expectation by adults and by male juveniles that when they provide alcohol to these minors that these things are actually going to take place. So we can't assume that what was okay 10, 15, 20 years ago is okay now, because times have changed and it's much more dangerous, and we have to take steps to alleviate that danger as best we can.
What we're talking about is called environmental prevention. This approach attacks alcohol problems by changing the social, cultural, and physical factors in our environment that encourage, accept, and allow underage and excessive drinking. Factors that shape alcohol problems in our community include community norms, media messages, access and availability, policy and enforcement. Let's take a look at community norms, the social expectations and attitudes about alcohol and underage drinking, and the behaviors that have become normal.
The alcohol's not there because there's a party. The party's there because there's alcohol.
Any parties aren't really parties unless they're alcohol, because kids don't really have any other way to entertain themselves.
Parties that are open parties, people from who knows where.
If you have a party with chips and soda, there's not even really anything to talk about. Like, kids need the alcohol.
Doing shots or playing drinking games, using a beer bong or keg stands, and just to try and see who can have the most.
Getting that drunk, they're confident that they can drive drunk and end up driving all the time when they're drunk and being the designated driver, even though they're drunk, just because they believe that they're good at it now.
The problem of binge drinking and social hosts and adults providing alcohol is really come to light from work from one of our stations up in Ojai. And instead of just looking at normal calls for service where people call the police, one of our captains at that station went a little bit farther and started talking to ambulance companies, talking to hospitals, talking to doctors. And we became aware that there was a lot more going on. There was a lot of medical crisis going on. There were alcohol problems where young children were unconscious, where there were alcohol poisoning going on, and it really brought it to our attention. We found in the Ojai Valley, for example, just over the 3 summer months, that there were over 300 alcohol-related incidents that required either police response or medical response. And it helped bring it to light, and it forced us and brought to our attention the need to look a little closer. And that's when we really discovered that 70% of sexual assaults were actually as a result of overindulgence in alcohol. Many of our gang fights were as a result of overindulgence in alcohol. Ongoing increased domestic disputes, not only between young kids, but parents and their children and adults were a result of binge drinking and overabuse of alcohol.
Another factor in community alcohol problems is media messages. Advertising and entertainment often glamorize excessive drinking, especially among teens and young adults. Plus, alcohol advertising is everywhere.